Hey everybody, it's me, Supernautus, here with a new stream on Xbox for Broken Sword 5. Obviously we've played through both Broken Sword 1 and 2 on PC. This is on Xbox One. 3 and 4 are there as well. 3 and 4 are available on PC, and we might play it at some point, although the third and fourth games were kind of a disappointment in the Broken Sword kind of side of things. Oh hey there, how are you doing? So we're going to try and play Broken Sword 5. I have been playing We Happy Few, but I kind of got a little bit burned out on that, so I thought I'd try something new and familiar in some ways. So we've had Broken Sword before. Let's get started with Broken Sword 5. Just getting started with this game, so you join me just as I start a brand new game. And actually, I've not played through this one, even in the past. So it might be more interesting. Serpent's Curse. It's an interesting looking Nico. So yeah, we're joining George Stobart and Nico Collard in another investigation. Here we are in Spain, would be my guess. But it might have even said it on the screen, I just wasn't looking. I wondered if there's supposed to be any speech there. There was, I can't see why I would be missing it. Hide these books. Mustn't let these soldiers get hands on me.
Papa!
Tiago, go with your mother to the trap.
Sure.
Take this. It will always be your guide.
It's a bit ostentatious for a child, isn't it?
We will join you shortly.
Like, no one's going to go, hey, there's a child with a big gold medallion around his neck and a ruby in the centre. Best not steal that. So yeah, apparently this game is a bit closer to the first two Broken Sword games at least. And then it kind of gets rid of that.
Signora, it is
At
too
the time
late.
when they came out, I think they were trying to compete with kind of the Tomb Raider kind of games. By in the third game in particular, introducing like platforming elements. It wasn't popular. I don't know why they did it, and they continued it on with the fourth one, and that was even worse.
Of course.
But from what I've heard, this is a return to form, so I guess we'll see. Here we are in Paris.
Paris in the spring. Passion, romance, l'amour. I was working in art insurance. It paid the rent, just about. And then, by chance, I met Nico at a private view.
You didn't tell me that you were back in Paris, George?
We should catch up. Let's have lunch.
Nobody move!
Okay, we won't move then. Well, I may just want this.
Non, monsieur, not la malédiction. Oh.
Stay
And
back.
now you're dead. He's English then.
Once
apparently.
again, Paris had shown me her dark side. A brutal robbery, a senseless murder.
Nico
and
chased
I
that
were
guy with
about
a
to be
gun
drawn
down.
into a new
You don't have a gun at
terrifying
all.
adventure together.
He's just killed somebody.
The gallery owner was dead. I guess sometimes playing the hero doesn't pay. My company had insured the exhibition, so I had a crime to solve. The cops would be here soon. I didn't have much
Cops
time.
would be there soon. Okay. So first of all, let's see if we can talk to the priest here. Yeah, he's got the collar.
Excuse me, Father.
Yes, my son.
I'm George Stobart. My company insured the exhibition.
My name is Simeon.
Is there anything I can do?
You can pray for his soul.
A
Anything
senseless
useful
murder.
I can do?
On the contrary, this killing makes plenty of sense.
What do you mean?
A great evil has taken place. This is the work of the devil.
That was a guy with a motorbike helmet. We just saw him a minute ago.
I am a Dominican priest. I know these things.
You did see the guy on the
Now,
motorbike, right?
Excuse me. I must pray.
1 minute, I'd been planning dinner with Nico. The next, I was talking art theft, murder, and the devil with a priest.
Yeah. What have we got here? So let's have a look at the dead guy. What have we got?
He definitely looked better.
Well, he'd look better if his eyes were shut, probably.
I put the glasses back where they were. Best to leave
Yeah.
the evidence the way I found it.
Yeah, plus it's a crime scene, so really I shouldn't have touched him. But we'll close his eyes, because that's just a little more respectful, shan't we? Let's see, what else do we have? We've got something on the ground under his hand?
There was a small piece of paper in the dead man's hand.
Small piece of paper.
It was too intriguing not to take a look. It read, 2:30 p.m., be ready. Innocent enough, until I realized that the robbery took place at 2:30 p.m.
Okay.
There was something fishy going on around
So
here,
he knew
and
about
it wasn't
it?
just the canapes. I quickly replaced the note.
Yep. He's had plenty of time snooping around crime scenes to realise what he needs to do. Except his prints will be all over everything, but you know.
In Henri's pocket was a tiny bottle. It was a bottle of Brett. The label claimed it would wake the beast within.
Would it be like Brute, the old aftershave that everyone wore in like the 80s and it smelled absolutely horrendous? I guess. Okay, so I think...
Poor guy.
Poor guy. That's all he's going to say about that. Let's not touch his glasses. Oh, why not? Let's put his glasses back on his face now that his eyes are shut.
A cryptic note in a bottle of overpowering cologne. No personal effects or anything else of substance.
Yeah, probably
I
pretty
needed
much
to find where he
same
kept
as
his
him.
records.
Not of any substance. So let's see what's over here. Yeah, I can move the screen around with my right stick. I can click obviously where I want to walk. Just like that. So what have we got? We've got the label for the painting he stole.
The stolen painting was called La Malediccio, painted by someone called El
Malediccio.
Serp in 1937,
Exio.
and worth just 40 grand.
40 grand. Wow. But there's also what looks like something behind it.
This was where the stolen
I like it.
painting hung.
It says click on the stolen
that
painting.
painting?
Obviously it's not there.
And why kill for it? The stolen painting had an alarm, which
It
should have
works, did
sounded
it?
when the painting was removed. I needed to find out why it hadn't.
Let's open it up. There's a little door. Let's open the door and see what's in there. So we've got like a large board with the various circuits on it. We've got a wire that's been cut. So that'll be why it didn't set off. That's makes it pretty obvious.
So that was why the alarm had sounded. A wire had been cut by someone who knew exactly what they were doing. This was an inside
It
job.
could have been an accident, but I doubt it. I don't know, let's test it. Does it work?
The button bypassed the pressure
Yep, the
pad
alarm
system.
works.
Cutting the wire had disabled the pads.
But we we know that the alarm works, just that there was no...
The pressure pad appeared to be working fine, but the cut wire had ensured that the alarm wouldn't sound when the pin was removed.
Thanks, George. Okay, so somebody's cut the alarm. Let's have a look at these paintings that are around.
The alarm on that
see?
painting hadn't been sabotaged. So what made La Maledizio so special?
Well, good question. That's the question we want the answer to, isn't it? Yep, they all go off quite happily.
Alarm.
Can I have a look at these paintings? Can I, like, find out any more information about them?
60,000 for a sketch?
60 grand.
Ouch.
So that one's
that
more...
painting was worth way more than the stolen one.
Yeah.
So why didn't they take that?
Surely the sensible thing to do would have been to have taken the expensive items. Must be something else
and
in that one.
experimental, like the 85k price tag.
It would appear pretty much everything was more expensive.
The label said
one
it
that
was
was stolen.
painted in 1932.
It's interesting.
The gallery wanted 80 grand for it.
But this one was insured.
Just 90,000 for this one.
I think it's clear to see that all the paintings here were worth a lot more money than the one
A rare glimpse into the absinthe-addled mind of the
that was
artist.
stolen.
A snip at only 80 grand.
Yeah, you're talking about 80, 90 grand for most of these. Well, okay, well that's interesting. What else do we have? Oh, we've got a camera. Doesn't really matter if
With
it
luck,
captured anything
the
or not.
security
We had a helmet
camera
on.
had captured the robbery. The cable for the camera ran into the room marked private.
Okay, can we look at the camera?
The door was locked with a keypad.
Keypad lock.
If I wanted to get in there and look at the CCTV footage, then I'd need to find the number.
Yep, we'll have to find the number. What's around? What else have we got here? Well, there's the pizza box that he came in with, isn't there?
The murderer left a pizza box on the table.
Yeah, he'd just gone for some food and he decided he wanted to rob somewhere. Stands to reason.
The thief left the pizza box behind. I wondered what was in it. Well, no surprise there. Pizza. The guy must have been hungry. There was only one slice left.
Maybe I was right. Maybe he grabbed his lunch. He was told, hey, be at that art gallery at 2:30. And he looked at his watch as he was eating his pizza and went, oh my god! I've got a slice left. I'm not wasting this. I don't know. Might be exaggerating that slightly.
It was Hector Lane, France's greatest art critic. We'd met before. It hadn't ended well.
In terms of physical size, perhaps.
For a moment, I thought he was dead. But from the snoring, I guessed he'd only fainted.
If I remember rightly, this is the guy whose drink we spiked with absinthe. And was in the first game. And he was in the second one too.
Lane was out cold. I was going to need something to bring him around.
Oh, it's got to be something smelly. It's got to be the terrible aftershave, doesn't it?
Time to awaken the beast. What?
You don't want to have a cologne or aftershave which blasts out a green mist.
What was that? It smells like the 70s.
Yeah.
Where am I?
You fainted.
Yeah, you did. You big Bruce.
The nail clippers were monogrammed with the letters HL.
Oh.
Hector Lane.
He's looking right at us and we're just going to steal his nail clippers. Let's have a chat with him now that he's woken up.
Welcome back to the
Lane,
land of the living.
What can you tell us?
I wouldn't exactly call this living. Don't just stand there.
Oh.
Get me something to eat.
You're breathing.
I've had a terrible
I would
shock,
call it
you
living.
know.
Certainly not dead. Okay, something to eat.
I found a slice
Pizza?
of pizza.
I asked for food, boy, not a cardboard simulacrum.
That's fine, starve.
Oh, okay, if you don't want it.
I didn't say that. Now give it here. Given
Wow.
the circumstances, that was surprisingly acceptable.
Hmm.
Now, what's been
Surprisingly.
going on? Oh, Henri, is he
Dead? Afraid so.
No, he's just sleeping.
poor chap?
He's just lying on the
Just
ground,
like
just
him
fast
to
asleep.
steal the limelight, though.
Hmm. Yeah, well, I'm sure that's what he was thinking of doing.
Excuse me.
Do I know you?
Yes,
Yes,
actually.
our paths have crossed in the Glees Gallery.
Of course, the man with the absinthe. I don't suppose.
See?
Afraid not.
Pity. I'm
is he?
sorry, but
Absinthe.
I'm having trouble remembering your name.
I'm George Stobart. I
You
insured
could have
the
made up a
exhibition.
name.
I hope you have deep pockets then, my boy.
Could I ask you a few questions, Mr. Lane?
Just the normal size for a pair of
Fire
jeans.
away.
Tell us some stuff about Henri.
Did you know the gallery owner?
Of course, we worked together on the exhibition.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Henri provided the space. I was the creative powerhouse.
Well, the
How long had
painters
you
were
known him?
clearly the creative powerhouses.
As a friend, many years. Our professional relationship had only recently blossomed into this exhibition under my curatorial wing. And now the poor fellow's gone and got himself killed.
If Lane was involved with the gallery, then he had to know the
I'm
code.
gonna
to
say, I
that
don't
door.
think he went out to do so.
Do you know anything about the stolen painting?
Of course, dear boy. La Maledictio, a little-known work, turned up at the last minute.
What about the killer? Were you able
Last-
to get a look at
I
it?
mean, just before.
A delinquent in a tin hat. Beyond that, I don't really recall.
Oh, yeah, you fainted.
That's right.
Those of us with a higher
You
aesthetic
remember now,
are more
George.
sensitive to violence.
Tell us something about the gallery.
So you curated the exhibition? What's it about?
A brilliant retrospective.
It's about putting
A
art on the
dialectical
wall.
window on European
Trying to make
art's
money out of it.
ongoing discourse with the unresolved psychoses of the nation-state.
Wow,
Maybe I'm just being
you took the
cynical there,
words
but-
right out of my mouth. So you help run this place? Maybe you can give me the code to that door.
Oh, George.
The code to the office?
Hmm.
I just thought you might have the number.
I do, but I couldn't possibly give you access before the police arrive.
Well, why not? You don't have to get the
I
police
figured I
involved.
wasn't going to get the
I
door
mean, the guy's
code
dead,
from Lane
but,
by
you know.
playing nice. I
You
need
just
to
hide,
turn the
you just
heat up.
bury him. Somewhere, maybe?
Mr. Lane,
No?
you're really going to have to give me the code to that door.
And why, pray, should I do that?
Because the way the cops
I've
will
asked
see it,
you.
you're the prime suspect.
Obviously, I mean, it'd be nice.
We
wouldn't it?
both know you're innocent, Mr. Lane, but the
So
cops,
could you give me
well,
that?
they
You
may
say,
not see
yeah, okay,
things
there
so
you go.
simply. I might be able to get them
No?
off your case, but in exchange, I'd like the code for the office door.
But that's preposterous.
Mm.
The police would have neither evidence nor motive.
Funny you should mention that.
Oh, yeah.
Someone sabotaged the alarm on the stolen painting.
Has
A
to be an
wire
inside
was
job.
cut.
Surely.
What? Who could have got into the alarm system?
Exactly. It was an inside job, Mr. Lane.
Exactly.
You're not suggesting that I...
Well, I'm afraid
Wow.
that's the way the cops are going to see it.
Who knows?
That's preposterous. How could I possibly have cut the wire?
Nail clippers.
Are these your nail clippers, Mr. Lane?
Yes, they have my initials monogrammed on them.
Huh.
It'd be a shame if they were
The
to be sitting
perfect
inside the
implement
alarm.
for cutting the alarm on the stolen painting.
What are you saying?
Well, the alarm was sabotaged, Mr. Lane.
Or
It
kind of
was
what
an
I'm
inside
inferring.
job.
Are you accusing me? How
Never.
dare you? I had no reason to kill Henri, no motive whatsoever.
Money. It's always a
Okay,
big
but
motive.
I don't think the cops will see it like that. And I sure would like that door code.
He's awfully manipulative as our George.
An unusual painting turns up at your exhibition and gets stolen. Doesn't look good, does it?
And your point is?
The
Yeah.
cops are going to ask some awkward questions.
Mhm.
But you give me the code to the CCTV room, and I'll do my best to point
And
it
I
out.
have another awkward question, which would be, what are you
cannot
doing
let
letting
you into
someone
that room,
investigate
Mr.
that isn't a
Stobart.
police officer?
Besides, Henri found La Malédiction, not me. I had nothing to do with it.
He found it. So Henri found the painting, told you all about it. You did a wee job in an art gallery. He has a note under his hand that says, 2:30, be ready. And you don't think it's odd that he offered the painting up to you?
This is an inside job for sure, Mr. Lane. The police are going to be very interested in your recent movements.
I've been out of town for several days, and last night I retired early.
Just saying.
You're not going to scare me into giving you that
Significant
door
movement
code,
from
you know.
standing up to lying down a moment.
I was
or
onto
two.
something here, and I knew it. Lane was sweating. It wasn't pretty. How about it, Mr. Lane? Ready to give me the door code yet?
Probably not.
Certainly not. Give me a single reason why I should.
I told you because
Guilty
I asked.
by way of nail clippers.
I've been away from Paris for several days and only got back this morning. How could I have cut that wire?
That gives you time, doesn't it? Let's ask about Henri.
I hate to say this, Mr. Lane, but you're going to be the #1 suspect for this murder.
Well, no, wait,
so
no,
you
hang
keep
on.
saying, Mr. Stobart.
He's clearly not going to be the suspect for the murder. We saw who murdered the guy. It was the guy in the motorbike helmet.
How about some more of this?
I don't think so. As a sel volatile, it was acceptable. As a cologne, it would be barbaric.
Okay. Well, I think he's probably we've probably covered all the options that we can speak to him about. Let's go outside, see if there's anything around that might give us any more clues. There's nothing else inside the gallery, so
The street was quiet and upmarket. Not the kind of place for an opportunist thief.
I do like, you know, the artwork looks really nice in the game. Obviously, it has got some 3D-esque kind of elements, but
Excuse me.
full on, you know,
Monsieur?
3D model that just doesn't work.
There's
like
just
the
been a robbery
third and
at the
fourth
gallery.
games had.
Oh, really?
You don't sound surprised.
All property is theft, monsieur. And all art is property. Therefore, all art is theft. Do you not agree?
Well, when you
Depends.
put it like that, it's
What if it's the people's property?
hard not to. Did you see anybody run out of the gallery earlier?
There was a beautiful woman with a camera. She was chasing somebody.
Then you saw two people
Oh, that must
running
have
out
been
of the
Nico.
gallery.
You know her? You surprised me.
Can you tell me anything
Do
about
I?
the man she was chasing?
I assume, monsieur, that like all of us, he is inherently unknowable.
No wonder this guy's cafe was empty. The gallery owner, Henri,
Well, I don't
was
know.
shot dead trying to stop the robbery.
Life has no meaning the moment you lose the illusion of being eternal.
Right.
This guy's just...
Did you know him well?
Can we ever truly know another human being?
Yes.
Monsieur? He spent little time at the cafe, unlike his friend, Monsieur Lane.
Oh yeah. What about Lane?
What do you know about Hector Lane?
Lane? Oh, yes. He drinks here sometimes.
Oh yeah.
He slid away last night without paying.
Last night.
Last night?
What sort of time?
He was
After
in here
midnight
this morning.
before. If you see him, give him this bill and tell him to pay up next time.
Oh yeah. So Lane was lying to us then.
The
Did you-
check
did
was
he not
from
say-
last night.
Yeah.
But Lane told me he
He
was
wasn't
nowhere
here.
near the gallery. This could be the leverage I needed to get the office door code from Lane.
And you should probably give it to the police too.
Thank you for your consistent indifference, monsieur.
Perhaps next time you come, I will give you a coffee. Perhaps not.
Do I not need to have ordered one first? Maybe that's one of there's some sort of cafe where you go in and say, I'd like a latte, please, and he says, certainly he will probably use some kind of
How about it,
postmodernist
Mr.
or
Lane?
existentialist
Ready to give me
kind
the door
of,
code yet?
slogans.
Certainly not. Give me a single reason why I should.
How
Guilty
about-
by way of nail clippers.
I've been
Okay,
away
right,
from
Nick, but
Paris
we
for
know that-
several days and only got
Yeah.
back this morning.
Only got back this morning.
How could I have cut
Mhm.
that wire?
Well, you see, the reason you could have is because I have
Take a look
drinks
at this.
bill from last night.
What of it?
It's your bill from the cafe next door.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's dated yesterday. Last night, in fact. 12:30 to be exact. You
So it's
said you
actually
were
dated
out of town.
today then.
You sure drank a lot of champagne last night without paying the bill.
So technically,
But you told me that you were
he was
away
at
from
1 minute
Paris
past
last night.
12. It would technically mean he
hate to
was
say it,
actually
but
there in the morning.
That sounds like a lie to me. Tell you what, you give me the code to the door, and the police need never know. A
Well,
motive and
Well,
proof
they do
of
need to know
involvement.
that.
Not looking good, Mr. Lane.
you
Unless
are
you're wanting to
a
obstruct the
blackmailer,
course of
Stillwell.
justice charge.
Just doing my job.
All right. You have me. The number is 6397. But I admit to none of these spurious accusations.
I
No,
had
you
the code.
should.
The police would be here any moment, so
I'm
I
just
had
trying to
work
pin the
fast.
blame on you without any actual reason. And then
What was
George
that
opened the
number
door.
again? 642. No.
I just told you what it was.
Everyone, hold it right there.
Damn it.
Ah, okay.
I am Inspector Navet of the Paris Serious Crime Squad, and I hereby declare this crime scene open. Closed. Now, nobody
Another
move,
think about that. No.
especially you on the floor.
Uh,
Mo, I want a total lockdown.
Yeah,
Nobody
he's,
in or
doing a
out,
dance.
apart from me, of course.
Don't let anybody in or out apart from you. Okay.
I needed to get back into the gallery, but a familiar figure was guarding the door.
Familiar
It
figure.
was Sergeant Mou. Our paths had crossed before.
Which doesn't necessarily help anyone. Hey, Sergeant, how the heck are you?
Sergeant Mou, we meet again.
Aha, Madame Collard. An unexpected pleasure.
I was in the gallery at the time of the theft. Can I get back in?
Nope.
I am sorry, but I am under strict orders from Inspector Navet. Nobody
Yeah,
in,
everyone's just really loose
nobody
about the
out.
laws and the rules around here, so...
I must correct you, madame. It is no longer just a theft. It is a murder.
Mon Dieu! That poor man!
I think we knew that.
I witnessed the crime. I've got to get back in there.
I'm sure you can make an official statement in good time.
No,
I saw the thief. I think I can help the investigation.
I am
you
implacable,
say you
Madame
saw the
Collard.
thief. You saw a guy dressed in black with a motorcycle helmet on.
Who is Inspector Navet?
The most
I think most of
promising
the people
young
can probably give that
investigator on
description.
the force. A genius. A man blessed with almost superhuman insight.
He sounds highly perspicacious.
Madame, it is not for us to talk about the inspector's sweaty proclivities. He is about to solve his
Sake.
third case in as many days.
So, what's he got that the
Solves a
other
case a day?
investigators don't have?
Blood spatter.
Just some
He
really
is the
simple
world
cases.
expert. He reads the entrails of the crime scene like a book.
Well, yeah, this would have come out around about the time when
I really need to
there
get
was some
into
kind
the
of
gallery
suggestion
and
that
speak
like
to
blood
Inspector
spatter was
Navet.
all-encompassing
Tut,
thing
tut.
that would
He is not to be disturbed.
solve every every
He is
criminal
applying
case. You know.
his famous
Around
scientific
about the time
methods.
Dexter was on TV.
Any moment now, the case will be cracked. I certainly hope so.
guess.
I am dog-tired and want to go home.
We've got to stand outside the art gallery though.
I chased after the shooter and got a photo of him.
Inspector Navet will be delighted.
You've
Yeah.
got to let me into the gallery to show him.
Absolutely not.
He said nobody was
So
allowed in.
I cannot
Who has
go
to,
in without
has to,
Inspector Navet's permission?
No.
has to listen to what he's
And to
told.
get Inspector Navet's permission, I need to go in.
Exactement.
Have you ever
a bit
heard
of a
of
catch-22.
Sergeant Moore?
Madame Collard, I do not see what soccer players have to do with this.
No,
Neither
he's
do
a...
I.
Never mind. This was madness. Sergeant Moore wasn't going to let me in.
Nope. Because as slightly silly as this guy is, he does follow his orders.
Why are you so tired, Sergeant Moore?
I have been working for 3
I want
days
to
with
know.
no rest. Navet is a genius in his field, and he assumes that we all have his energy.
He just
and
got his new internet connection put in.
Oh, you poor man.
Oh my.
If you'd like to go and get some sleep, I will watch the door for you.
Yeah, that's gonna work.
That's very thoughtful of you. Ha! A cunning attempt to make me a deserter, madame. A
They're
gendarme
not cunning enough.
never leaves his post.
Well, how about a hot drink?
Ah, that would do the trick for sure. Unfortunately, I mustn't drink on
I'm
duty.
pretty sure that's alcohol.
My doctor specifically warned me against it after the last incident.
Oh yeah. Sure.
That incident you mentioned, what happened exactly?
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't know. Maybe his coffee was
All I
laced
can
with
say is it
barbiturates.
was very unfortunate. I am on duty, and I need to focus.
Or maybe it was LSD. I don't know.
Thanks
gonna
a
accept
lot,
your press
Sergeant
card, does he?
Moore.
He
You've
knows
been
your
so
press.
helpful.
Okay, let's go see if we can get him a drink from the cafe. By talking to the waiter who said Nico was a very beautiful woman.
Monsieur,
Life is fleeting, madame. The sands of time are running through your fingers.
well, that may be, but
We know not what we want, and yet we are responsible for what we are.
there's been a crime.
That is terrible, madame. But you know what they say.
No, but I think you're going to
Yeah,
tell
carry on.
me.
Life begins on the other side of despair. C'est
Sure,
vrai, no?
why not?
Well, I guess so. He was pushing me to the point of
Yeah.
despair.
During the riots, we
I thought
battled
exactly.
the forces of oppression.
Oh, really? That must have been terrifying.
It was, except that they made me stay behind the barricades with the other baristas. We made coffee by the liter to fuel the resistance. I've never brewed
yeah.
so much coffee. Of course, our
I made
brave
a lot of money
heroes
doing
spent
that.
half their time going for a pee. But with our coffee inside them, they fought the running dogs all night long.
Yeah.
None of this was helping
They're
me
gonna come
get
looking
past
for you one
Sergeant
day.
Moore.
Look, it's the guy who
Au
supplied
revoir.
the revolutionaries.
Monsieur,
The road to enlightenment
Oh, for
is a
goodness
long
sake.
one, madame. Perhaps you will walk that road with me.
No.
Au revoir.
What? He won't talk to me. He just won't speak to me. Wonder. Show him that. See if maybe he'll speak to me if I show him the press card.
here's my press card.
La liberté. Madame,
Uh-huh.
you are not the person that I took you to be.
Oh, am I
You
not?
must accept my deepest, my most profound apologies.
Well, of course I
Sure.
accept. But why?
La Liberté, the great journal of freedom. At the height of the battle, as the tear gas blew and the blood flowed, it was La Liberté which carried the voice of our revolution to the world. I
But you
know
spent it
now
making
that you are
coffee.
Not the kind of woman who would ask me for almond croissant. You are a true daughter of France.
Sometimes people
and
like
I am
almond
your
croissants.
humble servant.
And sometimes that doesn't necessarily mean that they're
Monsieur.
irredeemable.
Madame,
Could we have a little chat?
anytime, madame.
But not now. Oh, okay, no, he will talk to us.
Did you see anything happen at the gallery earlier?
I saw you running after a pizza delivery guy. Somebody said he killed someone.
That's true. He stole a painting and shot the gallery owner.
How close we are to death.
Yeah, you're just.
And yet
just
how far
just
from
next
ever
door.
comprehending it?
Well, right now I need to get back inside and figure out what happened.
I applaud you, madame. To seek the truth is a worthy ambition.
Yeah,
As a
Yeah, it is.
journalist, that is
Yeah.
my duty.
true.
How about some coffee?
For you, madame, of course.
For anyone
There
else,
is only
no.
one coffee that I can serve you. Black, strong, and in a tiny cup.
Just like
One
she
moment.
likes her men. Oh, hang on. I don't know that.
Here is your coffee, madame.
I don't know about the tiny cup.
Thank you, monsieur.
No, no. We didn't want. What?
The coffee was hot and strong.
It was an interesting way of saying the word strong there.
Could you make me a coffee to go?
For a fellow revolutionary? Of course, madame.
I never said.
One moment.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Coffee to go, thanks.
Here's your takeaway coffee, madame.
Thank you,
No,
monsieur.
thanks very much. Thanks for all your help. Bye. Let's go and give see if the inspector, if the sergeant would like a coffee.
Salut.
Bonjour, madame.
Maybe he would. Maybe he's thirsty. Well, he is thirsty. We know he is.
Sergeant Moo, I brought you a coffee.
Coffee? Fantastic. Just what I need.
Yeah,
But
the
wait,
incident.
I must not. My little problem.
I'm sure one
Little
little cup
problem?
of coffee won't hurt.
I am tempted, madame, but I cannot risk it. I am sorry.
So, this incident, it involved you, some coffee, and your little problem?
That sounds about right.
It is a tale of woe, madame.
I'm all ears, Sergeant.
Well, since you seem quite understanding, I shall elaborate.
Please do.
Please do.
I was in charge of canine security for the president himself. One
All
day,
right.
en vacances, he went for a private discussion
Private
with
discussion.
a lady minister.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
I stayed alone with his dog, but
Meanwhile, he
I
went
had
upstairs,
drunk a
yeah?
coffee to stay awake, and nature came to call. So I tied the dog to a tree and went for a secret pee-pee. When I
Yeah.
came back, the dog was having a liaison dangereux with the lady minister's terrier.
But how did they find out?
That's not likely to happen here, is it?
Well, 2 months later, the president's Labrador
There
gave
aren't any
birth
dogs
to
around for you to be
6
looking after.
beautiful mongrels.
Yeah.
And I was busted to sergeant just after the president's divorce came through.
You are
Sergeant,
a
he's
victim
always been
of
a sergeant in
great
these
injustice,
games.
Sergeant.
You think so?
But of course, you knew you must not fall asleep at your post. You were guarding the president himself.
Yeah, not the
Well-
lady's dog.
The president's dog.
Ah, it was the same thing.
Yes, I suppose.
And by drinking that coffee, you made the ultimate sacrifice for our glorious republic, your career.
Now you put it like that?
Yeah.
And now France is calling you again. She is saying, drink, Sergeant Moo, drink.
What?
She is?
Is that total
She
nonsense?
is.
Hey,
Drink
Sergeant.
or fall asleep at your
France is
post.
saying you should have a drink.
Which is it to be?
I suppose
So why not have a
it
drink?
is drink?
Bravo, Sergeant.
Yeah, you've been totally manipulated into doing something you didn't want to do. Well done, officer.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Excuse me, madame. I must use the petit gendarme's
You're
room.
not allowed to leave
It has
the
gone
door.
straight through me. Could you watch the gallery door for me?
Oh,
he just got
you
a-
can
has he just
count
got like
on me,
a
Sergeant.
straight pipe from his mouth to needing to pee straight away?
I distracted Moo. It was now or never.
I choose never. No, hang on. What about what'll happen? We'll get told off. What are you doing? I never said you could come in here.
How did you get past Sergeant Moo? Huh. Well, you won't fool me so easily, madame. I shall question you later.
Nico, am I glad to see you.
I managed to grab a couple of photos, but the guy got away.
Poor Henri is dead.
I know. Why kill him?
Who's back?
I've been trying to find out. Turns out the alarm was tampered with. Looks to me like an inside job.
Does.
So, no ordinary robbery?
And no ordinary painting. The priest claims that La Maledizio is evil.
We also
I
claimed
need
that the
to get
devil
into the
killed the guy,
office
and
and
as we
see what
know,
the
it was
CCTV
someone
has to
on a
offer.
motorbike helmet on.
So, what's the problem?
The inspector's watching me like a hawk. I'll never get in without some sort of distraction.
Okay.
I'll
How about
see
we
what
do
I
like
can
a
do.
dance? Would that be okay? Like with balloons and stuff? No? Okay. What can we use to distract him?
The bust was striking.
Oh yeah. Seems like a double entendre to me there. Oh.
The
Got a stain
tomato
of
sauce had splattered on the floor.
tomato sauce. Can we do anything with the tomato stain?
I spread some of
Oh,
the
yeah.
sauce around with my shoe. It looked a little bit like a blood stain, but
Well,
it
it's still
still
not
wasn't
quite right.
If I was going to distract the cop, I had to get rid of that gum.
Oh, I need to get rid of the gum. Have I got anything I can... I can't use... I'm not going to pick the gum up on my phone, so I would assume the press card will help me get the gum out of the stain.
It was a nice idea, but wouldn't have worked.
No? Oh wait, I did it on the tomato stain, not the chewing gum.
I
There we
scraped
go.
up the chewing gum with my press card, hoping the inspector wouldn't notice.
Okay. So I guess because Nave is interested in blood spatter, we want to do this so that he thinks it's a blood stain and spends all his time looking at it.
Inspector Nave, do you have a moment?
I was too busy writing in his little pad.
My time is of the essence. Be quick now.
Have you seen
There's
the
a blood
stain
stain
on
on
the
the
floor
floor.
over there? It looks like blood.
Indeed. How very curious.
Yeah, you completely
I
missed
must
it before.
investigate immediately, before one of these idiots steps in it.
Too late. There you go, George.
Interesting. Maybe it is time to employ the machine.
Employ the machine.
Okay, Georges, that should distract him for
Sounds
a while.
like some kind of
Nice work, Nico.
actor
I'll let you know
being
what I find in
employed
the
for
office.
dubious adult roles. The machine.
I was sure the inspector hadn't seen me slip away, but I needed to be quick because it wouldn't take him long.
Oh, and our phone's ringing.
At last, Stobart.
Sorry, Mr. Rickenbacker. I've been busy.
Yeah, I damn well hope so. I'm watching the news.
Oh, anything interesting?
Yeah, someone stole a painting.
Oh, really?
And it was one you insured. What's going on?
Ah, yes. Well, the guy was armed, sir.
Yeah, I mean, how often...
So,
You think I should have thrown myself in front of the
So-
thief, wrestled into the ground, got myself shot?
sure would have made me feel
It's a
better.
silly question, really, isn't it?
Anyway, find that painting, or give me a good reason not to pay out. Please
Okay.
tell me that you have some leads.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Give it some time. It's only just happened. These things take time. Let's take a look at the CCTV.
The CCTV system was ancient. It took individual shots and recorded them to tape.
Yeah, and
It looked
needs a
like I needed to
passcode.
enter a passcode to view
course.
the recording.
Okay then.
I needed to find
Guess it'll be
a
around
four-digit
somewhere.
number.
Let's see what we got.
The calendar looked like a
1975 up
child's
there.
school project. Henri had ringed 27th May and scrawled birthday. Poor guy
27th
hadn't
of
quite made it to
May.
his big day.
So that could be 27/27/05 or 05/27, depending how you want to say it. That's potentially the password, but there are probably a lot of things on here that there might be some things on the desk that could be useful to look at.
I didn't like the
Pins?
idea of a pocket full of sharp pins.
No, I don't like that idea either. Oh, we've got a
I didn't
card
need a
for Lézard Bleu, or the Blue Lizard as it's called. Oh, we can get a
The pen could have been useful. Then again, it might have leaked all over my pocket.
Live a little, George. Sometimes you might get a leak in your pocket.
The lighter was corroded and grimy. It'd probably never work again. I decided to leave it.
You could, yeah. Probably best to leave it, George. You're probably right.
Carrying an ink pot around inside my pocket would have been stupid. The ink would have stained my hands for days.
And your pocket. An
I didn't
eraser?
feel the need to take Henri's eraser.
Why, he's got no use for it. Go
I
and ask
didn't
him
want to
for
carry
his
the
permission.
tape around. I had a feeling I wasn't going to need it.
How do you know these things? Oh,
It was the paper that
copy of
Nico
La
wrote for.
Liberté.
Nico lived for the day her story would be on the front cover.
I mean, the only 4-digit number is his birth date then, isn't it? Oh, anything in the drawer? A folder.
There was nothing else in the drawer.
The Hairy Lobsters. Some kind of band.
The folder looked interesting. This was very definitely tampering with evidence.
Yeah? I don't know. I mean, it wasn't actually involved in the crime. So is it evidence?
It was a completion
A
of work
manual on how
notice
to
from a
use the
company called
CCTV.
Vera Security. They weren't the guys we'd recommended. Henri had gone behind our backs to choose a different security outfit.
That's strike one.
I'd never heard of Vera Security, but there was an address and phone number on the form.
Well, that's interesting. We've got a statue here.
The statue was jaunty. Up close and personal, I could see that the fig leaf was hinged.
It's got a hinged fig leaf. Do we want to touch his fig leaf? I don't know. I don't know if we want to touch his fig leaf. Let's take a look at the CCTV. Let's try his birthday as the code, because it's the only 4-digit code that I can see. 27. Or it could be 0527. 2705.
I rewound the tape to before the robbery.
Let's see. So
This
there's
was the
guy.
first interesting frame. It was Henri studying La Malédiction. He couldn't have had any idea what was about to
Well, the
happen.
note in his hand suggests otherwise. Let's go further back. Can we go further back?
That was the earliest shot with anything interesting on it.
So wait, the CCTV didn't start recording until he was standing next to the painting.
Nico and I were taking a look at La Malédiction just before the robbery. Funny,
Apparently, this
painting didn't strike
this
me as
gallery
remarkable
didn't
at
have
the time.
any
Just odd.
didn't have any history prior to the 2 seconds after the game started.
A good view of La Malédiction. I could kind of see why Father Simeon thought it was evil. There was a certain presence about it.
Mm-hmm.
The killer caught in the act.
And then there's
There's
the
nothing
robber.
really distinctive about him.
Well, no, because he's just in jeans and a black shirt. There is something distinctive about him, though. Let's be honest, because most people don't walk around the streets with a motorbike helmet on.
The moment it all went horribly wrong.
Did it? Are we sure? Maybe it was all planned. An elaborate suicide. I doubt it.
The killer making his getaway.
What does that say? Waterloo Motors? Does that say Waterloo Motors? Okay.
The painting was gone.
back. Hang on.
Whoever was wearing that helmet was going to pay for what he did.
Was he?
A
Take a look at
logo on the front of his helmet read
Waterloo Motors.
Waterloo Motors. That could be useful.
It could. It could indeed.
Poor
What was
Henri.
anything else in the previous frame?
The image was a little fuzzy, but in the center of the painting was a snake eating its own tail.
Like an Ouroboros.
I thought about what the priest said. There was
Ouroboros,
definitely
I don't
something
know.
unsettling about the picture.
Something unsettling.
This frame caught the moment the killer took the painting. The CCTV
Another
had
look
caught
at
the killer in the act of lifting La Malédiction
Not just
from
lifting
the
it
wall.
off.
He knew exactly which painting to take.
Let's go right back. Let's check out each frame.
That's
That's the earliest frame.
the most striking aspect of the painting was a snake eating its own tail.
Yeah. That's definitely the most striking thing.
Was Henri studying that picture, or did he look worried? There was definitely more to this robbery
hard
than I
to say.
first thought.
But you know. Let's see. So we've got us.
There I was, looking at the exhibition.
There I was looking at the
It
exhibition.
seemed that whenever Nico
Yeah, it was
stepped back
Nico.
into my life, so did trouble.
Maybe you should stay away from France then, George. It seems to
The
me
most striking aspect of the painting was a snake
if you'd
eating
stayed
its
away
own
from
tail.
France, this would never have happened to you. Every time you go to Paris, George, that's when you have trouble.
The most striking aspect of the
Yeah, okay. We know about the painting.
Poor
Looked at the
Henri.
robber.
Whoever was wearing that helmet was going to pay for what he did.
Okay. Now we've got an empty frame.
The alarm should have sounded when the killer took the painting, but
It
it had been
didn't.
sabotaged. I wondered who could have done that. Maybe Lane or even Henri himself.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
Henri could have been
perhaps
told that he'd
even
get some money
via
out of the
security
situation.
who'd installed the system.
That's another possibility.
There I was, taking a look at the alarm box. Hopefully I didn't look too suspicious.
Well, George, I don't know about that.
That was me, fiddling with the alarm.
Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. All things
I hadn't thought
considered.
about that when I was taking a look at the camera.
Hey, it's me. I've been trying to rob the place.
Not my best angle.
Could be better. It could be worse, George. They could be taking the picture from, like, up your nose or something.
That was the last shot. I'd probably learned everything I could from the CCTV.
I suppose. Okay, so we've had a look at that. Let's have a look at this fig leaf. See if we can move it. See what it does.
Thankfully, there was no one around to see me do this. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
you touched this fig leaf. Oh, and it's opened a drawer. A safe. It's not a very safe, is it? Oh, I suppose it's got a keyhole.
I wasn't going to open the safe without the key. I was fairly sure that even Henri wouldn't be silly enough to keep it
Well.
hidden in the office.
Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so we can't get in there right now. What else is in here? Anything else useful? Oh, wastebasket with a picking up gesture.
In the trash can, I found a crumpled letter from Henri's credit card
Credit
company
card.
demanding immediate payment. It listed extravagant purchases from a variety of ladies' fashion stores. The address indicated that Henri lived in the chic and expensive 16th arrondissement of Paris. I decided to put the letter back. Henri's financial problems weren't my business. But now I knew where he lived.
He's not going to be in. Here we go. What are you doing? Snooping in here.
Monsieur, sir, you have snuck in here, and now you are tampering with my evidence.
No, I'm not.
I'm just looking for the name of the caterer. That cheese was to die
Really?
for.
Ah, to die for? To kill for.
Yes, I
I
killed
put
him
it
over
to
cheese.
you, monsieur. Monsieur,
Of course. It is
Stobart.
Paris after
George Stobart.
I put it to you that you came here in search of cheese. and killed the owner in a
He's
fromage
actually
induced
suggested
frenzy.
that.
Well, no.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
from
that's what
Paris
happened.
Mutual. We insured the exhibition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
yes, really.
I wouldn't benefit from it being stolen.
Time will tell, monsieur.
Time
will out,
and
Inspector.
checking my employment details.
Who dares wins, monsieur Stobart.
He who laughs last
Indeed.
laughs loudest, Inspector Nave. The guy was seriously nuts.
Yeah, George, I don't know if you're much
I
better.
remind you, monsieur, that a serious crime has been committed. I am going to have to ask you to return to the gallery.
Of course, but I do need to ask you a few questions.
D'accord. But remember,
questions
anything
for
you
you,
say
I
can
want
be
them
used
answered
against you,
immediately.
monsieur Stobart.
Okay, I'll bear that in mind.
First one is, who is your daddy and what does he do?
Do you know anything about a company called Vera Security?
No, I have never heard of them. Now,
Oh,
I must
oh,
get
that-
on with my
I said
investigation.
questions. No, can I ask you one
It's very
question and
likely
then you'll go
that the
away?
security camera holds a clue to the killer's identity.
Monsieur, I am a professional, and you are an amateur. So, leave the investigating to
Solved
me,
quite
huh?
a few criminal
Pal?
cases
Monsieur,
for the police.
you are American, no?
No.
Yeah, California born and bred.
Of course. I think perhaps you are wanting to be like that Starsky and Butch, monsieur.
Yeah,
No?
yeah.
Rolling around on top of fast cars
Those are
with
some really
beautiful
modern
ladies,
references there.
firing your gun.
Interesting idea, Inspector, but not really my style.
Indeed. Well, let me tell you something, monsieur. You are my prime suspect. You may go now.
Okay, but
We'll need to speak.
to solve the case. Is this how he solved 3 cases in 3 days? By just going, yeah, that guy did it. Wait, but
I had some valuable leads.
because it's easy enough, you
But
can
before
close a
following
case,
up
but
on
then
it,
obviously
I
you
have
go to court and they go,
important
no,
business to
actually it
attend to.
wasn't him. And none of the evidence
Hey, Nico,
suggests it.
you want to grab a quick cup of coffee?
Sure.
I am pleased to announce that I have finished my preliminary investigation.
You spent it looking
This
at
is now
ketchup on
an
the floor.
official crime scene, and you must all go. I shall be questioning all of you again in the coming days.
Sure.
Nobody is to leave the country, particularly you, Monsieur Stobart.
Okay.
Monsieur Lane will stay behind to help secure the premises.
Careful.
Mo?
Yes, Inspector.
Let them out.
Right away, sir.
Sure. So I guess we're going to go to the cafe and have a little coffee. Cafe and have coffee.
2 coffees, please.
Nice work in there, Nico. Whatever you did, it worked.
I just made a tiny distraction, and Nave bought it.
I think Nave would buy anything if it had blood on it.
Probably,
You know, this whole setup, the theft, the murder, it just doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
Fromage de chèvre. Special du chef. 777. Okay. And the carte de boisson. What's that? Coffee, water and wine?
Like I said, I think it was an inside job.
Go on.
Someone
Yeah, tell
disabled
us
the
why,
alarm,
George.
but on just one painting.
Let me guess. La maledicción.
It was a special painting.
Exactly. And I aim to find out who did it.
Well, according to the priest, the devil did it, so he must have waited until it went on the wall and then cut the wire. You know. Not
The
to be saying-
CCTV picked up
not
an
to
image
be.
of the thief. His helmet had the words Waterloo Motors written across it.
Interesting. I think I got a couple of good shots of him too, but I need to take a better look at them at home.
Great.
plan.
Let me know what you find.
Hmm.
Well, the priest
Father
thinks La
Simeon.
Maledicción is
What's he
evil.
doing there?
Charles, she's just crazy.
Yeah, you're probably
Yeah.
right. But there's something strange going on. I found the address of the security company Henri employed. It was not the one that I recommended.
Good luck with your
No,
investigations.
they probably thought,
Well,
you're not in
I
Paris,
guess I
they
should
know more
go.
than you.
This story won't write itself. And Georges,
Yeah?
it's good to see you again.
Great to see you too,
Only it was
Nico.
in better circumstances, though, eh?
I watched her walk away. The sound of traffic, the sun shining, a crime to solve, and Nico back in my life.
Well, let's go find out about the security company first, then. Vera Security.
The address led me to a dead-end alley at the end of a deadbeat mall. No wonder I'd never heard of Vera Security.
Well, okay. Well, there's Vera Security. Let's have a look at this stall and the guy that runs it.
The stall was a myriad of retro kitsch. Bottle stoppers, keychains, musical cards.
Okay.
Hi! I wonder if you can help me. I'm looking for Vera Security.
Get stuff like that when I'm at work all the time. Hey, do you have batteries?
Yes, of
Yeah, they're
course.
just right,
It's the shop
right there.
behind you.
Just right in front of you.
Thank you. The name's George, by the way.
Call me
Sure you
Bassam.
wanted to
And
know
do
that.
please forgive me, but I'm in no mood to talk. I have a resounding headache.
I'm not sure that's the word you're looking for.
Bad migraine, eh?
The worst. The buzzing and flashing from the old sign is killing me. I thought the neon sign had potential until it broke.
Is it your sign?
Maybe it can be fixed.
No, the previous owners used to be a restaurant. But this is horrible. Adversely affecting my footfall and giving me a splitting headache.
Okay. Maybe
You want
we
me to
can
try
fix your
fixing
neon
that sign for you?
Do you know what you're doing?
Yeah, oh yeah. Absolutely.
I'm very good at fixing things.
Then
He
please
definitely
do.
knows.
I'm no good at electricals. Marketing analysis and predicting trends is more my thing.
Yeah, alright. Let's have a look at your sign, I guess. Because George always likes to help people, even when he's trying to solve crimes.
I took a good look at the sign. The wiring was exposed and the cover broken. No wonder it was flashing.
Yeah. What can we do? Can we do something with the... So we've got an exposed wire.
I pulled the wire off. Well, that was one way to stop the letters flashing.
Yep, and
Now
that
only
definitely
half
stopped
the
them
sign was
flashing.
illuminated.
Let's so we got to put a new name on his. Yeah, let's call it. Call it like Aladdin. We can get that in there. And then it could be like. You could sing a song for a Disney film.
Aha! That seemed like a good name.
Did it?
Hey, Bassam, how about this? I know it's not your name, but
Aladdin. Very cool. That's a terrific name for my store. Hits
Is it?
every one of my USPs.
glad you
Your
like
unique selling points.
You're a genius, George.
It's every single one of them.
Let me know if I can do anything
No, you
for
didn't have that name before. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're happy. Let's take a look at Vera Security then. Oh, a scream.
Help!
Oh, we got a cockroach on the ground.
There's a monster
What? Where?
It's not a
on the
monster.
floor. Get rid of it.
It's just an insect.
Oh, the cockroach.
Yes, the cockroach. Help!
Sure. I'll help you. What have we got here?
The ashtray was
Ashtray.
full of cigarette butts. The filters were gold-colored. Very exotic.
Very. And we also have
Romanovs, a Russian brand
Cigarette
cigarette.
pack.
The pack was empty.
and crushed. We have got a matchbox that looks like we can
As a
have.
child, I'd always been told not to play with matches, but I never could resist.
Nope. Okay, maybe we can catch the cockroach in a matchbox.
I went to take a closer look.
Because we could pick that up.
Come here,
so-
little fella.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. Cockroaches, they definitely react well
There were crumbs on the floor.
to human speech.
No wonder the cockroach was sticking around.
Can we pick the crumbs up? Let's see.
I tipped out the matches.
Yeah.
I couldn't catch it just by swiping at it. I'd need to
So I need to
entice
entice
it
it.
closer.
Okay. We're not, and I can't just pick up these crumbs. Okay, well maybe the guy at the stall has something he can sell me. Got anything you can sell me to catch a cockroach in a matchbox?
Aha, Mr. Stobart. What can I do for you?
Do you happen to know a good way to catch a cockroach?
To be honest, George, I'm better at questions on balancing budgets with a liberal economic framework. But as a
Okay, but-
layman, perhaps I could suggest you trap it? And please, whatever you do, don't squish it.
Why?
Why is that?
The entire
get
family will
swarmed
catch the
with
scent
them.
and arrive for the funeral.
Ooh, we don't want that.
I always wondered if that's
You need
true.
to find a container of some sort. Then I think add this.
Well, add what?
Rich tea. What's that, a cookie?
A rich tea
The
biscuit.
perfect
Okay.
cockroach biscuit. Dry, dull, unsatisfying, and yet curiously Moorish.
I'll give it a try.
Glad to help.
Good.
Do you know
What can you
anything
tell
about
me about
Vera's
Vera
security
security?
over there?
Not really. I haven't been here long, but neither have they by the looks of it.
Why do you say that?
Rush setup, new sign, low investment, and no customers except for you.
Yeah, I'm not really a customer. Well, okay, but Sam, I think you've told me everything I need to know for now. Let's put a biscuit that's completely the wrong size and shape inside a matchbox.
I'd made a great home for a little critter.
Yeah, it's almost entirely filled with biscuit. Actually, no, let's see what else you can tell me. about.
Aha!
Can you tell me about... Can you tell me about this
Smell this.
shave?
Oof. At least it's the real thing.
I'm not sure that that means
Do
an
you have
awful
any
lot.
use for nail clippers?
Yeah, clip it as nails.
Nail clippers? The pocket knife's little brother.
Yeah, I like that. I better hang on to him.
Well, you just offered him something and then just took it away.
I didn't think there was much
Oh
point.
yeah, that's a good comment. Not getting these.
I decided to keep the wire. If Bassam knew how flimsy the sign was, he wouldn't
No.
be happy. I've made this little trap for the cockroach.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he wanted to know that.
That looks perfect. But if you want the cockroach to find it in your pocket, you'll have a long wait.
Oh, oh, you're right. Yeah, I should have thought about that.
I've got some matches.
Let's start a fire. Woo!
Always good to have.
Thank you for the cookie.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for the cookie. And goodbye. Because now I have to go back in here and catch a cockroach. Okay, Mr. Cockroach. Why is she wearing gloves? Okay, Mr. Cockroach, we're going to put this matchbox down. I'm going to try and catch you. Sorry about
I
that.
needed to set the trap down somewhere and wait for my friend. I set down my clever trap. Now, all I had to do was wait.
Okay. Yes, do we like wait until the cockroach goes there? And close it in? See what happens. Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes.
Gotcha.
Got ya. Now can we like threaten her with the cockroach?
You are a gentleman and no mistake. I hate cockroaches.
Always ready to help a damsel in distress.
I bet you are. Can I help you?
Maybe.
Yes, please.
Maybe.
Do you know if there's anyone in the office I can talk business with?
Yes, me, chérie. I'm Annette, the manager.
You're
Oh,
Annette.
gosh, I'm sorry.
You're a human being to me.
The gloves. I just thought...
Easy mistake to make. If you haven't been reconstructed, that is.
What?
Oh, but I have been reconstructed. A number of times. From the ground up.
Yeah, but 5. Is that some sort of dig at the
Yes.
development of the various games, do you think?
There's been a theft at Le Lizard Bleu. A painting's been stolen.
Uh-huh.
Shame. Still, I'm sure you'll get over it.
I
Oh,
believe
well,
your
you-
company set up the security.
Oh, no, we didn't.
Oh, no, we
yes,
didn't.
You did.
Didn't.
Did.
Did. Yeah.
I've got all day.
Yeah, I've got evidence that you did it.
But I didn't. It says here that Vera was hired to do the security of the gallery. Didn't do a very
Yeah.
good job, did you?
Where
Tell
did
us
you get
something
that?
else.
At the gallery.
That job was signed off. You can't say we were to blame.
I was getting a bad feeling. The
Mhm.
place looked like a front, and the only person there
Yeah.
wasn't helping. Maybe the office itself could give me more information.
Are you done? Only I want to listen to this next race.
Thanks.
Am I done? No, I'm gonna go in this room and see if I can speak to someone.
Please stay on the other side of the counter.
It was like she had some kind of psychic power. She could just feel what I was trying to do.
Yeah, plus you were walking towards the back of the counter. What's this she's got?
Hands off, mister.
Black book?
Can I just have a look?
No, this is
Certainly
for
not.
her
That book is
racing.
very private.
It's for her racing system. I turn the radio off.
Do you mind? I'm listening to the race.
Not at all.
Annette was watching me like a hawk.
I know, we can get her to answer the phone. Maybe.
Hello,
Now we'll retune the radio.
Secure.
I guess.
Wrong number again. Damn nuisance calls.
Then go and take her book while she's fixing the
I
radio.
wanted to see what secrets the book might contain. There was a photo. Of course, I grabbed it.
Okay, what's the photo? Oh, she's
A
got
very
Lane
bad
in that
photo of
picture with her.
Lane and Annette.
Well, that's
That guy still
interesting.
got around.
He did. Let's just have a quick chat to her. She knows a bit more than she's letting
Yes.
on.
Are you betting on a horse?
Yeah.
No, I just like hearing the sound of hooves.
Oh,
Oh,
well, that's unusual.
Don't be an
Get a couple
idiot.
of coconuts.
I got 50 euros on Lucky Break.
Ah, well, I hope you win.
So do I, chérie. So do I.
if you don't, well, you know, maybe you should stop gambling.
Recognize this?
Tell us about this.
Hey, that's my photo.
That's you with Lane, I believe.
So what if it is?
Well,
What is he to you?
Oh, my Hector. That's what he is. My little Hector.
okay.
Yeah, I thought you said you had nothing to do with the gallery.
Look, here's how it is. I've only been
Been here
here
a few weeks.
I had nothing to do with that gallery job. I just delivered the paperwork.
So, who was the manager before you?
I don't know. She just one day didn't come in for work. I shouldn't be talking to you. The boss
Shouldn't be talking.
told me to keep my mouth shut.
Did he?
The boss. Have you got his number or address?
No, I've
No,
forgotten it.
don't be silly.
I never knew.
It's better for them if she doesn't
Annette,
know.
a serious crime has been committed. you're in a lot of trouble.
I had nothing to
you're
do
in.
with it. Look, I need this job. I need the money.
That was a silly thing to laugh
Anyway,
at, wasn't
it's
it?
only a silly old painting. No one got hurt.
It's what, sorry? It's a silly old painting.
The gallery owner was shot.
Badly?
Yeah, he's pretty dead.
Oh.
It's a little bit. Mostly dead.
This is a murder investigation. Now, who's your boss?
I don't know. Honest, he faxes me if he wants anything.
He. Who is
What,
he?
from the other room?
I've never seen him. Never met him.
Interesting.
Don't make trouble for poor Annette.
I don't know you.
Thanks. I was pretty sure Annette had told me all she was going to. She sounded scared.
I mean, you could ask her more
Time
questions
for
and
the
find
thoughts
out,
to
but if
go
you
on.
just want to give up on
Then
asking
just
questions,
now.
that's fine too. Guess we're going to speak to Lane about what's going on with this.
Time to confront Lane.
Yeah. It seems to me that he's been lying. Back to the gallery we go. Oh, we're not getting in there, are we?
The gallery was sealed off. The place looked empty. Lane wasn't exactly easy to miss, and it looked like he wasn't around.
Nope, he definitely doesn't appear to be around. Let's ask the guy here if he knows where he might be. Go on, George, take a walk. Go speak to the waiter. The waiter who may or may not be the owner of this place, but...
Hi.
Hi!
Monsieur?
I'm looking for Mr. Lane. Has he
Yeah,
been
has he
here?
been here?
Ah, yes, monsieur. He came by earlier. Told me he was off to console Henri's widow.
No.
I hope she's out.
Yeah. She probably does too. Okay, so I guess that's where we're going. We're gonna go and find out where Lane's gone. How do we get back to the... Do we just go this way? No. How do we leave? There's a toilet. We don't want to go to the toilet though. Can we like leave? How do we... Or do we go in the metro maybe?
So Lane was consoling the widow.
Is this...
What a big heart that guy had.
Guess this must be where we need to go.
Did he have a grand scheme or just loose morals?
Yeah, the metro took us right there. Yeah, it did. This is Henri's apartment.
The door was locked.
Okay. Oh look, this is a boutique.
Parisian
Credit card
spring
debts
fashion.
for a boutique. didn't
Reminds
they?
me why I love this city. I recognize
Also-
the name Sasha from the charges listed in Henri's
Yeah.
credit card letter.
It was on his credit card letter. And what's this? That's a hotel.
Paris sure had a lot of similar looking cafes.
That's a style, wasn't it? A particular style of cafe, I guess. So yeah, that's Sasha's. We've got a park down there. And let's buzz Henri's apartment and see if there's anyone in.
Hello?
This is George Stobart. May I come up?
I'm sorry, this is a very inconvenient time. Come back later.
I know that's you, Mr. Lane. I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
Mr. Lane, does the name Annette mean anything to you?
No.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. I've got a picture.
Mm-hmm. If you don't let me in, I'll tell the police about
Yeah.
your interesting connection
Well.
to the security company.
All right then. Come up, but make it brief.
Yeah, I'll make it as brief as I can. brief as I want to.
Dear Lord, George, you have the worst
Wow.
timing.
Is this a bad time to accuse you of lying?
That's a
What
lot of
do you
nude
want?
paintings.
I've just come from Vera's security.
Of, I guess that
So-
woman there.
What do you know about the owner of Vera's security?
I've never had the pleasure.
Okay, look. You're gonna try and beat it. You're gonna try and dodge my questions.
I'm surprised
Let's
you
just-
let your conquests keep souvenirs.
Just do this.
Where did you get that?
Annette lent it to me.
Quit waving it around, for God's sake.
Why?
Can you tell me anything about the owner
Tell
of
me
Vera?
anything now?
Annette told me he's some angry-looking...
Oh, did she? But she's never seen him before.
Come on, Lane. Tell me about Annette.
Uh-huh.
All right. I had a fling with her, okay? Now keep your voice down, please.
And you two fixed the security for the robbery?
No,
Oh.
nothing like that. Anyway, the
It was
fling
a
was a
mistake. She was
mistake.
needy,
She turned out to be
apparently. Needy.
needy.
I believe you. You're not a criminal, just a lecherous old man.
Which unfortunately
Less
isn't
of
a
the
crime.
old, if you don't mind. As it happens, I make a lot of women happy.
Usually when you leave the
Especially
room,
when
right?
you leave them.
Yeah.
Okay, Lane. Take off.
You can't tell me what to do.
Yes, I can.
You want me to
Take
show
off.
you this picture?
All right, I'm going. You haven't heard the last of me, Stobart.
Promise?
And give me that photo.
Sure. Why not? I'll give you the photo. Now go. Stop trying to take advantage.
If Lane was telling the truth, that meant that Annette was lying. She
Yeah.
said she'd never met the owner and was very keen to
But
get rid of
he
him.
seems to have a...
I wondered if she was
an
hiding
interesting
something
relationship
interesting
with
in
the
that
truth.
back office.
Are you going to introduce yourself properly?
Yeah, sometime I will, yeah. It's a
Pleased
very,
to make your acquaintance, madame.
interesting
My
room.
name's George Stobart.
Call me Bijou.
Okay. Well, that's your name, I'm guessing. So yeah, I
Hello,
suppose I
young
should
man.
call you that.
Such a delight to have a new visitor. What can I do for you?
I'm from the insurance company. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Henri, my poor sauvage. He died in his prime.
Died in his prime,
Could
did
I
he?
just ask you a few questions?
Okay.
Well, why not? A little company might just pep me up, as you Americans might say.
Sure it might.
Henri was
Talk
very
to me about
brave at
Henri.
the gallery. He tried to stop the thief and paid the ultimate price.
Henri was my lion and my little pussycat.
Oh.
How are you coping?
Mm.
I'm still trying to take it in, chérie.
Take your time.
Can you tell me about the gallery? Was the business doing well?
No.
The gallery was Henri's baby. He never spoke to me about it.
But he
So
did
you
buy
were
you lots of
involved?
dresses and things at the store, I'm guessing.
Not at all. Business is not my thing.
I would assume that's why he's got all the...
Your record
Yes.
player seems to be stuck on the same song.
Yes, this song gives me great comfort. It reminds me of Henri.
Does it? All right.
Bijou, I think someone involved with the gallery helped the thief. It wasn't Hector Lane. He's not devious enough.
But who else?
Yeah, it was only her husband. Are you suggesting that he's devious?
But I will get to the bottom of it, I promise you.
I think you are, George. I think you are. What else do we have?
Does this smell good to you?
It's heavenly, isn't it? Henri loved it.
I should give her the thing, no?
So?
Yeah, that's a good thing to say when you're shown
Do you know this company, Vera Security?
nail
No,
clippers.
I don't. I've never heard of them.
Never.
That's lovely, dear.
He's pulling out his wire for her to look
Hey,
at.
this might cheer you up.
No! Oh my
Say
god,
hello
no.
to Trevor.
Oh god, no.
A cockroach?
I prefer the word pal.
And
no,
I
don't.
prefer the word pest. Please
Yeah.
never show it to me again.
You just had one in your house a minute ago. His name was Lane.
No, thank you.
You don't want matches, what? You can't eat another one.
Rich tea?
Why is it broken?
I was feeding it to a
Because-
cockroach.
Yeah, it's going to make her feel so much better about the whole
Perhaps I
situation.
pass.
Good plan.
Thank you for your help, Bijou.
My pleasure, young man. Do come back any time.
Just don't bring that cockroach
Bijou
with you.
appeared to know nothing. I still
About lots of things by the look of it.
Annette, on the other hand, had lied about
I believe
Viva's
she's
securities.
got him there already. What have we got here? Quite a lot of paintings.
Two lovers entwined. Reminded me of that party game with the map. The artist was entering his cubist phase.
So he was.
A subtle birthmark was the only blemish on the model's
Birthmark.
soft skin.
On her batik. Maybe that'll become useful later, who knows. What have we got here?
The subject looked vulnerable as she clasped her knees. You
Did she
have
now?
a beautiful home, Bijou.
Yeah, it's just full of naked pictures of you.
Thank you. I do like beautiful things.
But everything's you.
The subject stared casually out at the world.
Yeah. What else have we got? Oh, let's have a look at this dressing table.
Sherry, please don't touch my table. I keep everything in perfect order.
It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. Oh, there's a music box.
Please don't touch my things.
Don't touch anything. Can we turn off the stereo?
The stereo was playing the same tune over and over again.
Same tune over and over again. Okay, well, let's have a look at Henri. Poor old Henri now, eh?
Henri was now dressed in a cheap suit. On balance, I prefer the waistcoat.
I think everything about him was cheap, wasn't it? Oh, we got a little dog. Oh no, tail there that I can't see it.
A small stuffed dog.
A stuffed
sat on the
dog.
table. Poor creature. Was that a tear in its glassy eye?
Yeah, it must be. It's crying. A stuffed toy is crying. Or
Can I ask you a few questions?
Troops or dare?
what? I'm not giving you a dare.
Where was I hoping you'd say dare?
I'm asking you questions. We're not playing a game of truth or dare.
Is that a painting of you?
Yes, darling. Though obviously he got my hips completely wrong.
Who painted it?
Oh, some acquaintance of Henri's. I don't recall.
An acquaintance of Henri's. She doesn't know what his name
What's
is.
the story behind the stuffed dog?
Oh, Fifi. I was heartbroken when she went. I had her preserved so
Oh.
that we could be together forever.
Okay.
That's very touching.
That's one way to look at it. Yeah.
Quite unusual these days to bring the coffee.
She was worried about a cockroach in the box, but she's got a stuffed dog.
Said
And
they
it's
were
not a
back
teddy
home in
bear.
the party.
Huh. What's the song called?
Yeah.
Jasmine by the Airy Lobsters. Before your time, I'm sure.
And also
It's
French,
a
so
band that Henri fronted in the 70s. They got to number 2 in the Swedish charts.
Big
well, that'll be
fan.
why I've never heard of it. A real number 2.
Henri looks very peaceful.
Doesn't he? I wish I could keep him here forever.
Like Fifi?
Hmm.
Well, not quite like
Well,
obviously.
why not though? Why can't she?
I'm sure his killer will be found.
It's a cruel world that takes my Henri away from me.
I don't know.
Anything else you can tell me?
They were
about the town?
70s aftershave. And
No, I rarely went there. As I said, Henri took care of everything.
oh, okay, so he did the.
Thank
I
you
don't
for
think
the
there's
help.
anything we can talk to her about that we haven't already.
My pleasure, young man. Do come back any time.
Yeah, I will. Thanks. Bye now. So I think now that we know that the woman actually does know who the owner is, we've got to go back to Vera
Night was
Security.
falling. Annette would have left for the evening. It was time to pay a visit. to
Yeah,
Vera
pay a
Security.
visit to Vera Security in the middle of the night. Yay.
The empty mall was lit by bright moonlight. The perfect ambiance for detective work. I wanted a good look at that back office. I just had to find a way in.
Yeah. Take a look at the shutter. Is it closed fully?
There was no way I could force the shutter open with my bare hands. I needed to find another way.
Find another way. What about this control? Will it open the shutter?
It was the shutter control. There was no sign of a button or a keyhole. It must have been controlled remotely. A wire ran up to the electrical box above.
Let's have a look at the electrical box. Maybe we can break through somewhere there.
There was an electrical box up there, but I couldn't reach it from the ground.
Can't reach it from the ground. What else do we have? Oh, we've got a girder.
The girder was too high for me to reach.
Girder too high for you to reach. Okay. Can we move the box, maybe? Can we stand on this? Yeah, it's got wheels. And can we maybe then use that to climb on the girder? Oh, look, we can. And now we're going to shimmy across to the left. I guess. Which will now let us have a look at this electrical box. Apparently George can do all these things while hanging.
Inside was an aircon unit and bingo, the master controls for the shutters.
Yeah, let's just open all the shutters and then leave them open for robbers to break in.
It was the motor that operated the shutters.
So we got, there's a
The
fan,
aircon blade was exposed.
and that's connected to
The wire connected the power supply to the aircon.
the power supply.
It was the power supply.
Yeah.
The wire
That's-
connected the power supply to the master controller.
Yeah. This is the master
The
controller.
master controller for the shutters.
We have a wire.
The wire connected the shutter motor to the master controller.
Let's shut to the controller.
It was the motor that
We have a
operated
shutter
the
motor.
shutters.
Okay. Let's turn off the power supply first. There we go. Let's clip some wires. We don't need that wire. We also want to cut this one, I think. There we are. So what we want to do now and that's done. And now if we turn the power back on, we open the shutter. Well, there we are. Let's go inside and let's hope we don't get accosted by any angry Russian men. Okay. Let's open up this drawer in this cabinet.
In the drawer was a single Q-tip.
I'll take it then.
It was my
Could
lucky
be
day.
useful.
It hadn't been used.
Oh, thank goodness. It's not covered in earwax. Okay, so we're going into the back room, which we tried to get into earlier.
The room
Let's see what
was
we can
pitch
see.
black. I couldn't see a thing.
Is there a light switch? Next to the door? No? No light switches. Okay. Let's, there we know where the light switch is, so now I should be able to flip the light switch, no? There we are.
Corner of the room
The lights are
was
on.
a pizza delivery scooter, just like the one the killer had escaped on.
Oh. Oh wait, Nico ran after him. She can
was a
run as
pizza
fast as a
delivery
scooter. Got a box on the back of it. Nothing interesting there, no? Okay. Let's see what else have we got. Oh, we got a shredder. Oh, someone's been trying
There was a letter
frantically to
jammed
shred
in the
some
shredder.
paper.
I tried to free the gears, but they were jammed solid.
Gears are
Its
jammed.
service was long overdue.
Okay. Can we take this lid off? Can we pull that out?
The shredder
Jammed.
was jammed.
Hmm. Maybe it's just like seized. Can we maybe take some oil on the
I
old
smeared some oil
earbud?
onto the cotton bud.
Yeah. I'll go back and see if maybe some oil's what the shredder needs. Or whether it's actually jammed properly.
I smeared the gears with oil.
Is that gonna work?
There was a letter jammed.
Well, whatever that was, we just shredded it.
It was time to see what was in the letter.
I shredded it. How can I read what's in the letter if I shredded it? Oh, we're gonna have to rearrange the pieces. Well, okay, let's give it a try. Okay, so well, we know that that piece connects to that piece. Let's move that over there so we've got some more room. We know that this piece probably goes there. Oh. Move that there. Let's go there, surely. Move that one over.
I grabbed the paperclip.
Oh, we got a paper clip out of it. That's good. Okay, so yeah, so we know where these parts go. Hopefully that'll then give us a better idea where the other parts are going. So I'm just going to drop the stuff off to the side. Okay. Security to exclusively provide get rid of that. That's what? Is that where that's supposed to go? Dear Mr. Thank you. I'm delighted. No, okay, drop that one. I would have thought that goes up in the corner here somewhere. Roman Medovsky. Vera Security. What do we have here? Security measures. forthcoming exhibition. Let me see. Okay, I'll move this over here. I think that's right. Mr. Roman, etc. Plaster Prado, Paris 7510. Okay. What else do we have? Oh, 4th of April. Oh, dear Mr. Medovsky, that makes sense. Roman Medovsky, Esquire. Hi there, welcome along. How are you? Yeah, that makes sense. Security measures for the forthcoming. And something about the exhibition of art, I guess. Oh, we've got two of these stacked together. Need to see what that is. Yeah, no, I've always enjoyed this sort of games. I've done the other two on the channel before. I just liked this one. Right, like the third and fourth ones, I think weren't quite as good, but I'd read this was almost as good as the other ones, so kind of had to give it a try. Confirm the appointment. Yeah, I've always been a fan of these games. These kind of games in general, I suppose. But I suppose you don't get a lot of them anymore. So, I mean, I've not really played through this one yet, so I can't really say, but I probably I prefer the subject matter of the second one with all the kind of Mayan stuff, but I do love the first one. I do really love the first one. I think the first one just has all of the elements. It's interesting as well, actually, when you play the first one now, because there's a lot of attachment to, you know, assassins and Templars and other stuff, which is interesting. Kind of foreshadowing the whole Assassin's Creed situation. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you know, obviously there was a lot of other adventure games at that time, but yeah, it was different enough in its own way that it made it a bit more interesting than some of the other stuff that was around. Security measures for the exhibition. Delighted to provide security for the forthcoming exhibition. Your offer was very generous, and we are happy, delighted, or delighted. There we go. Yeah, I hadn't played them in a while, and I got back to kind of playing them fairly recently, and they're really good storylines, you know, and I think that's probably one of the... Oh, there we go, that should be it. One of the best things, you know, a lot of the time I suppose you look at games now, and sometimes obviously the story's not quite there. But I mean, these games always seem to get that mostly right, so oh, there we go. That's what I did wrong.
It was the letter from Henri confirming that Vera Security had
Yay.
the contract for the exhibition. And it also revealed who was in charge at Vera. A guy called Medovsky. At first,
I don't know, I mean,
it all seemed pretty
which
well.
Broken Sword would you say you preferred?
I was only thanking Medovsky for being generous.
Did you say the first one as well, or?
Pleased to represent him. Maybe Medovsky was the owner we've been looking for. It didn't add up.
Because the only trouble was they went a bit strange with,
There was something fishy going
like the third one. I think they saw all the stuff like Tomb Raider and all those kind of games and thought, that's what we need to do. We need to add some platforming elements to the game. And I suppose it really wasn't, you know. It really wasn't what they should have done at all. Because I had a quick look at some videos. I never actually played the third one. But
The air vent had a tiny catch on the side.
I've seen videos that I just thought it looked like they tried to do something else. A hole in the side, maybe I can use this paperclip
The paperclip was perfect for the job.
to go in the hole, yeah.
There was definitely something in there.
Some of the puzzles in this, though, do seem quite simple.
You gotcha. Well, would you believe it? It was a gun. And very likely the one that had been used to shoot Henri.
Aha! So, what have we here? L'Américain, Monsieur Stobart.
Oops. It's like we've been caught by the detective.
Okay, you crossed my path, because now you are caught in my net like a little red herring.
Inspector, I'm investigating the robbery.
No, monsieur. You are breaking and entering.
Guess I'm under arrest.
Storeroom.
I found the murder weapon.
Found? No. Planted? Yes. Move.
Yeah, sure, that's what I
Arrest this
did.
man and take him to the station.
I planted
I
the
shall
evidence.
Squeeze you, Monsieur Stobart, until your pips squeak.
That's not a phrase, that's not a thing. It's not a thing, Neve, that's not a thing. You can't make that up. Your pips squeak. No.
Thanks, Ronnie. I just wish I'd got some better shots of the killer.
Are you kidding? That stuff from the hip, very dramatic. You did good, Nico.
Well, she shot her pictures from the hip. She
So,
hip fired her camera.
Get me an interview with the owner, and you got
Good to see Nico hasn't changed her apartment at all, apart from the fact that she now has a Mac there.
me up to speed. Let me know before you write anything up, okay?
Of course.
She didn't have that before, it was a
Gotta go.
bookcase.
Someone at the door.
Oh, who's at the door? Not George, that's for sure. He's been arrested.
Are you Nicole Collard?
No.
Yes.
Say
Can
no.
I help you?
I need to sit down.
You
There's
better-
numerous places you could sit there. And here he comes. A very old man. Oh, he's taking Nico's seat. Well, that's not very good, is it? I think we're gonna save our game here. I think that's going to be everything for tonight. So, thanks for tuning in for something slightly different with Broken Sword. Obviously, this is Broken Sword 5. We've done 1 and 2 already. On PC, this was on Xbox. I hope you've enjoyed what we've done so far. We'll continue on with this probably the day after tomorrow. 'Cause tomorrow we'll be doing some more Indiana Jones Fate of Atlantis. We're playing that. I would imagine I'll probably play that tomorrow at some point once I get back from work for the day. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. If you are interested in seeing what I've done in the past, go over to my Mixer page as Supernautus and you'll see all the various games we have played. If you're interested to know when I'm going live, take a look at my Twitter page. Supernautus is my Twitter page. So feel free to take a look at that and you can see when we're going live. You can see what else we're up to. And also all my videos will go up to YouTube eventually under Supernautus Streams if you're wanting to look at my full stream. They do go up unedited at the moment as basically just to ensure that we keep the stream somewhere. So yeah, if you want to have a look at those, they're on YouTube. They're here on Mixer for a little while, and you can find it when I'm live by looking at Twitter. I do also have a Facebook page, which is Supernauta Streams, but I'm not updating that as regularly as I am the Twitter page, so it's probably better to keep an eye on Twitter there. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you'll join me again in future. And that's it. Good night.